Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. I am Monica, a Million Monica, over on the Poshmark app, where I am a full-time seller. And have you ever wondered about Millie? Well, Millie is the mannequin, and she is quite possibly the best silent partner ever. She doesn't make appearances too often, but she and I model most of the clothing that I sell over on the Poshmark app. And today's video is a what sold fast in the first half of July. So if this type of reseller type content interests you, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And of course, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Okay, so I don't know about you, but I definitely have felt the summer slowdown. And I talked about that a little bit, I think, in some of my other videos. But the summer months tend to be slower for sales. And I've heard this to be true for other online retailers. I've even heard this from like hairdressers, that sometimes like summer months can be slower, and it makes sense. You know, people are going on vacations, they are, maybe camping, or they're going to other countries, and that just makes it maybe hard to shop online, and they're spending money in those other areas. And something that I've also considered and thought about, I live in the Midwest, and I've also lived on the West Coast, where it wasn't truly that warm in Seattle. I didn't think it was that warm. And so in the summer months, like, I tended to wear the same few things for only a few months because it really wasn't that warm. And so I don't find myself even purchasing that much summer-like clothing. So maybe that's another reason for kind of a slowdown of sales in the summer. But anyway, I did have several items sell fast. And so my strategy for the summer was to really think and look at what types of items sell really fast and to really focus on sourcing those items. Now, of course, you can think brand specific, and I think item specific. So shoes for me sell really well and sell really fast. And so I've really focused on sourcing and selling shoes. And so there'll be a lot of shoes in this video, but I also sourced from my own closet. So in this video, there are several items that I pulled out of my own closet that maybe I purchased online or purchased for myself for the summer, and they just didn't fit quite right. And so there's a few of those types of items in this video as well. So the first item that sold really fast was actually from my own personal closet. I did buy this item on Poshmark, and it just didn't fit me quite right. They were just a little too snug. But anyways, there was this pair of really cute striped vintage high-rise shorts, and I did sell them for $28 via offer to Liker. Next was this Patricia Nash leather purse. Now this sold for $60 via customer offer. This purse was really interesting, and I guess you could say maybe this is a Bolo brand. I do see this brand at like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. However, I rarely find it outsourcing. So this is the first time I've ever picked it up to resell. However, this purse had a flaw, and there was a couple zippers along the top, and one of the zippers would fall off its track. So sometimes it would zip perfectly, and other times it would come undone. So I put that in the description, I photographed it, and I honestly think had it not had that flaw, this purse would have sold for quite a bit more. Comps looked great, and I will definitely be searching out this brand more frequently. Next was this pair of vintage express high-rise, and they were super high-rise shorts, and they sold in a bundle with another item. The total bundle purchase cost was $25, and that was an offer from the customer. Then there was this Lucky brand stripe. It was more of a midi dress, and it like buttoned down, super cute. This was actually one of those items that I purchased for myself off of ThredUp. And although it fit me, the color just really washed me out. And so I just wasn't a huge fan of it. I love the cut. I just wish it had been a different color. So I ended up selling it. I took a $20 offer. I definitely think it could have brought in more, but considering it's already mid-July, I wanted to make sure these summer items are moving and not going to be in my closet for another year. So next, moving on, I've talked about this brand in this style before, but it was this vintage Coach mini bag, and it was a really kind of unique style. I don't think I've ever picked up this style of Coach bag before, and definitely a mini size. I had them, it had just a slight wear, and it sold for $36 via offer to liker within a couple of days. And next we have this pair of, I called them, there was no brand, but I called them like Mexican boho woven leather sandals. They did not have a size, and they really didn't look worn at all. They even looked handmade, like something maybe you would buy on a trip to Mexico or another country. They felt like great quality though. And so what I did with sandals, and you can do this as well, and it's something I frequently do with sandals because it's super easy, is just to measure toe to heel inside. And then I put in a shoe size chart and just listed the size based on the measurements in the size chart and put all that information in the listing, and those sold really quickly and for a $30 offer from the customer. Next was same day sale. This seems to happen when I list a lot of belts. I usually get at least one same day sale. It was this vintage Liz Claiborne black kind of statement belt, size medium, and it sold for $20 from a customer offer. Sorry, I still have like this allergy cold thing, so sometimes it's a little challenging to talk for a long period of time. Next we have this vintage floral Hawaiian Maxi wrap skirt. Now this was something I purchased for myself on Poshmark, and unfortunately it fit, but it was way too long, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of lazy. I could have hemmed it or taken it into a tailor, and I've had it for a little bit now, and I just decided it's not gonna happen this summer, and I might as well try to sell it rather than have it sit in my closet for another season. So it did sell for a $16 offer via from the customer. And then I have this pair of Dansko. They were more of a patent leather, kind of foiled metallic color, and they sold for a $22 offer from the customer. Next pair of shoes is this pair of Sorel booties. So boots are still selling in the summer, but they were called the After Hour Suede, like Chelsea style boot, and they sold for $50 via customer offer. So I'm definitely still looking at boots in the summer. That does not, I'm not distracted by the season and selling boots. I definitely am still looking for them. Next I have this pair, or I guess this was a skirt, and it was a Free People kind of railroad stripe skirt. It had this little lace up detail at the waist. It was a size 6, and it sold in a very large bundle. And that was an item that I actually had recently relisted. So if you're new to relisting, if you're new to selling on Poshmark, I do have a video all about relisting. And so I'll link that down below or above, and just make sure to check out that video if you're not sure what relisting is or even why to do it. Next was another item that I had recently relisted, and that was this Gap pink kind of, I had this eyelet detail, super trendy and cute, and that sold for $15 via offer to liker. The first time I had listed that, I had so many likes on it, and I kept sending out offers and no one snatched it up, so I finally just relisted it, and then it did sell very quickly. Next, oh my gosh, this pair of sneakers. I don't really like selling sneakers. I am not a fan of wearing sneakers, and so I don't really enjoy looking or trying to sell sneakers, but this pair of Reebok sneakers was basically brand new, and I've been seeing this trend of the grandpa sneakers. I don't understand it at all, but it seemed to be trendy, so I went for it, and they sold within minutes via customer offer for $25. They were size 7.5. I just couldn't believe it. I think maybe the keyword in there, grandpa, really helped out in this sale. So if you have some grandpa sneakers, basically anything that's really chunky, with a really chunky sole, and I think they're typically white, go ahead and use that. keyword grandpa in there and see if they sell quickly. Next was a relisted item as well, and I had so many likes on this item prior to relisting it, and no one had snatched it up. It was this Free People red floral, kind of boho, flowy, oversized, kind of tunic top. But that did sell for $28 via offer to liker. And next was another Free People top. Now this was a very lightweight, just kind of classic Free People lacy tank top. And it did sell in a bundle with a couple other home good items. And the total bundle price was $31. And I think I actually talked about this bundle in my home goods video, so you should also watch that video if you haven't already. But this bundle was basically 3 items. They were all bins items, and so the $31 offer on this, you know, doesn't seem like a lot for a bundle, but it still was a great profit margin for me, so I was still happy with that sale. Next, we have this Anthropologie Eva Franco, I think it's Eva Franco skirt. Now, what's funny about this skirt is I do really like skirts, but it seems like skirts don't really sell that well. And Anthropologie can be kind of hit or miss. So I don't always necessarily pick up Anthro skirts, but for some reason this skirt screamed ballerina, tutu, just so feminine. It could have been, I guess you could wear the skirt with grandpa sneakers. I feel like I've seen that. Anyway, this skirt, I would never wear it with grandpa sneakers, but I feel like some 18-year-old girl would. Anyway, you could really dress it up or you could dress it down, and this skirt had so many likes immediately. I was shocked. There was a couple that I found comps on, a couple were really high, a couple were lower. I did list it kind of in the medium range of the comps, and I think that the next day I had a $25 offer, and I just took it because, like I said, sometimes Anthropologie is really hit or miss, and for me that was a good sale. Next was this Hollister new with tags open front cardigan of size medium. It was kind of a creamy color, but the knit actually had this kind of pastel rainbow to it. It was really pretty and extremely cozy, and it sold for $23 via offer to liker. This is like the perfect, I think, summer cardigan. The colors were just so pretty. Next was another of my own personal items. Yes, I sold my Rothy's. So Rothy's have been all the craze. They're supposed to be so comfortable, and they're machine washable. They clean up easily, and you know, I decided I wanted to try them out. So I did buy this pair originally off Mercari for $100. That included shipping at the time, but I resold them for $90, and I was okay with that because I did wear them actually quite a few times. But I decided I just really didn't like them. I am 5'2". I like to wear heels when the weather permits. When the weather is nice here in Minnesota and I'm not wearing my snow boots or my rain boots, I want to wear a pair of wedges, not a pair of flats. I just love the extra height that a pair of heels gives me, and so flats just didn't really fit with my wardrobe, and I decided there was no sense in hanging on to them. Again, it's summer. Hopefully someone else can get some wear out of them yet before snow comes again. So I did take that $90 offer. I was really happy with that. I got to try them out for, you know, the fraction of the cost of what it would cost to actually go buy Rothy's new. I had tons of questions on those though, because Rothy's sizing does run small. If you're not familiar with Rothy's, usually you have to size up at least a half a size. I have normally a size 7, and I actually sized up to an 8, and they fit me perfectly because I do have a wide foot. I had tons of questions on these. I did answer them all, and they did sell after, I think, about a week. Okay, next is this Harley Davidson. They're a leather, kind of a cowgirl boot, and They were a size 8.5 and they sold for $40 via customer offer. They did have some wear. I think Harley can actually sell for more, especially the leather boots, but the heel, that like stacked heel, did have some kind of flaking and chipping, and so I was really happy with that $40 offer. Next is this pair of vintage 505 Levi's. They were roughly about a size 31 and they sold for a $40 offer from the customer. And next, another pair of boots. So remember, I am not afraid to sell boots in the summer. I think, you know, if you're riding on a motorcycle, if you're going to concerts or festivals, these little boots are just perfect. And so this was a pair of boots called, the brand was Naughty Monkey. And I picked up this brand a few times and it does seem to sell pretty quickly, but, you know, not for huge profits. But it was a pair of cowgirl kind of like ankle booties. They had this great fringe tassel detail and just really buttery leather. They were size 9 and they sold for $25 via customer offer. Next was this pair of vintage Lee kind of high-rise Western jeans, very straight leg, very structured, and roughly a size 29, and they sold for a $40 offer from the customer. And last item that I'm going to share is this Christian Dior black men's belt, size 38. Christian Dior belt comps range greatly. Like, they are all over the place. I mean, they can sell from a few $100s all the way down to like $10. This was a very basic belt. There was, you know, nothing really crazy standoutish about it. And so I think I listed around $45 or $50, and I did get a $35 offer from the customer, and I just took it. It was a very quick sale, and I felt very confident that that was a good price for that style of belt. Okay, so those are 23 items or clothing items that sold really quickly in the first half of July. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing what sells fast, especially in the slower seasons of selling clothing online. So again, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And of course, I will see you next time.